Hello, this is Bishop again, and this is a test of Autopilot 2.0 on version 2017.28 c528869. And there's that car again. Okay. Sorry, random observation. I'm going to go ahead and engage Autopilot on the same section of road. I'm going to set it for 35 miles an hour, and we should probably see it slow down significantly on this particular section. I've got a car behind me who's been, I'm not sure exactly what this guy's got going on. Pulled out in front of me a little bit earlier going the opposite direction. It was going very slowly. Now he's pulled out behind me and he's going a little bit faster, but he's turning off, so I'm not worried about it. So here we are going into the turn. You can see that the Autopilot is aggressively slowing down and actually doing a pretty good job of lane keeping. Very nice, very good. He is complaining about the holding the steering wheel, as it tends to on very sharp turns. It gets a little bit nervous if it detects the road is not particularly straight. Looks like we went in a little into the center line right there, but not too bad. And I'm going to go ahead and make my right turn here. Same route that we've previously taken. So as you may have noticed, presentation on this video has improved somewhat. I'm no longer using a handheld camera, which means I'm no longer distracting my attention and trying really hard not to die while making this video. So what I have instead now is, I always had a Blackvue 2-channel camera, or at least I've had it for about as long as I've had the car. I got a new dash cam for the car basically as soon as I got the car. But I've never used the footage from it, partially because video editing didn't have the time, didn't have the software. But also on top of that, the Blackvue has very, very low sound quality. So editing was going to be a requirement as a result, because I couldn't use the sound, the microphone on the Blackvue. So what I'm actually using today is, and this is sort of a little experiment as well, is I'm using the Blackvue 2-channel dash cam as the primary road recorder, and then I'm using a Canon Digital Elph 190, I'm going to go ahead and disengage auto, so I can make a right turn, as the instrument panel camera. So I have a dedicated camera on the instrument panel using just a standard clip mount that goes into a 1/4 inch screw mount on the bottom of the camera, and then I'll have to flip the video in post-production afterwards, so it makes sense. And then I'm also using just a dedicated sound recorder application on my phone, along with a standard earbud headset. Alright, so Autopilot is engaged, and it's doing a pretty good job on this section. This is not an area that's typically had problems with in the past, except when we get up to an area up ahead where they've just got done repaving the road. I don't know if they've gotten around to actually putting lane lines down. They had reflective markers, so individual point markers as opposed to actual lines, and it was doing okay with those, not great. Currently have it set at 40 miles per hour, which is the speed limit for this road, and let's see if they've repainted this road since the last time I was through here. If they haven't, it's a lot of, looks like they did. I was going to say, if they haven't, it was fun, because it's so, I was enjoying seeing if it was going to plow me into the median, but let's see how it does with the lane lines. Okay, alright, doing good. Yeah, pretty good. It's trying to find the center. Doesn't like how curvy it is, so it's asking me to hold the steering wheel, so I'll get a little bit of torque to let me know that I'm still here. For a second, it looked like it wanted to take the turn lane, but then it decided against it. Let's see what it does up here in this nice big wide lane. Pretty good. Very good overall. So one of the concerns that I had in the previous version of the video was I didn't know how it was going to do during the daytime versus the nighttime recording. I wanted to have a nice even test. So same circumstances over and over again. So this is closer in terms of lighting and road conditions to the test that I normally do on this particular stretch of road. And I have to say, you know, it is a significant improvement over the previous version. Here it's even stopped at a stoplight for me, of course only because there's a car in front of me. I'm going to go ahead and disengage the Autopilot so I can get to the right lane and then start heading back around in our loop. A little late in the day, so the sun glare's a bit blinding for me. I'm sure that's probably not too much of a factor on the cameras. Gauge Autopilot at the speed limit on this section of road, which I'll almost immediately disengage so I can hang my right here. signs to pick up. Yeah, missed my opportunity. The dashboard is slightly obscured by the camera, so I don't have as clear a view as I normally have, but I can still read the speed limit. But the auto steer icon is sometimes a little bit easy to miss as it's now hidden behind objects. Go ahead and make my right turn on the loop here. Engage the tack, because that's the easiest way to engage the autopilot from. And then I'll go ahead and put it up to 30 miles per hour, which is a little bit over the speed limit on this particular stretch of road, but it's a good solid test, and realistically that's the speed that everybody drives on this road at anyway. At least the safe drivers. The unsafe drivers tend to drive a little bit faster than that, but 30 miles per hour is about where visibility versus speed starts to become an issue. And as I said before, it's doing a pretty good job with the auto steer. Slows down much more aggressively on turns like the previous version, but it's not doing as bad a job as the version just before that, the one they did all the mountain road testing on, where it would slow down to an obscenely slow rate of speed, one that would probably get the drivers behind you honking their horns. So that's the test for today, and thanks for watching, everybody.